Tech head coach Kenny Brooks. And Coach, listen, this was a program that did go to a Sweet 16 before you, and then it took a dip. I'm not going to say some people said it was a bad job to take, but what did you see in wanting to come to this program?
You know, I felt like it was a sleeping giant. And, you know, obviously being at James Madison, I had my eye on Virginia Tech. We always knew what they were going to do. And, you know, I never really got overtures, but I always felt like if this was an opportunity, it was a sleeping giant, and that you can really take this program. It's a passionate fan base.
Yeah, we're experiencing that.
So much so that we affectionately call it a healthy cult.
All right, a healthy cult.
Yeah, Coach, you say passion. There's a fan. Where is he? He got after me on Twitter last season. I don't know where he is. This guy right there, yeah, he let me have it on Twitter last season because I didn't have y'all ranked high enough.
As he should.
But when we talk about this season, not to bring up old stuff, but I was at the LSU game.
Yes.
And that was a game that lost that you were really disappointed in with this season's team. How much far along has this team come? What's the biggest difference between that LSU game and the team you have today?
Time. You know, there were some expectations put on us, and probably unfairly. We went to the Final Four last year. Yes, we returned 3 tremendous players, but I had 9 players who had never played for me. And so in the day of the transfer portal, people think you just plug and play. You don't. You have to build chemistry. And very early on, we had tough tests. We had to play Iowa and Charlotte in front of 15,000 people. We went down to LSU, which is a very hard place to play, and we lost that game, and we were ranked 9th in the country. We lost that game, and we dropped to 15th. And that was the expectation that everyone had on us, and it was unfair because we had to gel as a group. And the way that we do things here, we do it organically. I don't say, hey, this is your role, stick to it, don't you veer from it. We want them to gain their confidence within each other, and that's what we've developed now in February, where they understand it, they understand their roles, it's happened organically, and then right now it's a thing of beauty.
Well, Coach, you know, you mentioned the huge amount of turnaround. You might have dropped for a second, but you're right back up there in the top 10. How have you been able to sustain this success?
You know what? We take it one day at a time, one game at a time. And last year, we were able to form that identity. We went into the situation. We didn't look ahead. We didn't look behind. What was going to happen today? If you focus on today, you're going to be in really good shape. And we didn't listen to the outside noise. Because if anyone said something bad about us, we didn't get angry because we knew what we were capable of doing. And we didn't want to try to go out and prove anybody wrong. We wanted to prove ourselves right. And that's a really good attitude. It's a healthy attitude. And as a result, we know who we are. We know who we are. So if anybody says, hey, your defense is this, your defense is that, or you're this or you're that, we know who we are, and we lock in and we focus, and we've continued and we've gained confidence in ourselves.
Well, Coach, you've got a player. Your point guard is something special. She's only 5'6". She's averaging almost 18 points a game, and that step back makes you go, dang! Right? So can you step into the coach's corner with me and explain how effective Georgia Amoore is with that step back?
I call her my mini-me, and I live vicariously through her talents right now. I wasn't able to do the things, but, you know, when we first got her, we knew we had something very special. And, you know, right here, you look at the clip, and a lot of people talk about this step back, you know, it's creating separation. Yes, it creates separation. But what we've learned, right here, she's going to create separation with her crossover. It gets the defense leaning one way. And now what happens is we want to change the angle of the pursuit. Okay? If you look at the pursuit, she's a smaller guard, and they're going to run to where they think she is going. That's when the step back becomes very, very effective because they're chasing her at a different angle, and she changes the angle of the pursuiter. And now she's created that separation where she can get the shot off. Now, granted, you have to be extremely talented to get back on balance the way that she does. And that's from a lot of hard work, and the development has been a thing of beauty for me because I live vicariously through her talent.
Right. Okay. Well, and you told me with being only 5'6", she had to work on and develop that step back. And so you let me in on the practice. We're going to look at a tape that has just from practice what you do and what is key in developing that step back.
Every day we go through a series of footwork drills. And it doesn't have to be 100%, but it's just training her brain. And so she'll take it, and the beauty is I'll show her what I want, and she's taken it and made her own to where it's a lot better than what I can demonstrate. And then she comes over. You notice I didn't shoot them, and she's shooting them. But it's a thing of beauty, and what she's done, I get a lot of coaches will call me and say, hey, how do you do this with her? First and foremost, if you want to make some chicken salad, you got to have some chicken. And
gotta
she's got
get
all the talent.
chicken. Yes.
You got to have some chicken. And she's really good at that. And so for me, I've just taken what she has and developed it even more, but it's really, she's made it her own. You can teach kids, in this day of trainers, you can teach kids moves, but they have to make them their own.
That's right.
Because when you get out there in the heat of the game and you're playing against somebody bigger and stronger and faster, the coach is not going to be in your ear and say, hey, go here, step back there. It has to be your own, and she's made it her own, and it's fantastic.
I got to tell you, the Kinneyisms are always so good. I tend to write them down. You got to have some chicken if you want to make chicken salad. Let's go, baby. Coach, thank you so much for joining us. You have been perfect the last 2 years in the month of February. I certainly don't want to jinx you, but we'll see if you can do that today, of course. This game tips at 2 p.m. Eastern on the ACC network. But there's a ton of great games on the slate as we come to you live from Blacksburg. So on the other side, while we wrap this program up, we will make some game picks. One of us on this desk was 4-0 last week. It wasn't me, Chene, or CP.
You're watching College Game Day, covered by State Farm.